Jax your bag. Welcome to another episode of CO and Rome.
This is Yo.
And this is Rome. And this is episode number 68.
That it is.
68 episodes, man. So, before we jump into our topics today, let me just start off with the merch.
Okay, go ahead.
Piece.
Knock it out.
Because there's something.
Your boobies are doing something really crazy right now.
Oh. They're popping out of my bra. Too bad we don't have video.
I know. I'm like, what is happening?
I mean, I got a lot of boobs. So, yeah, afgoclothing.com. If you want to get yourself a t-shirt, sweatshirt, hoodie, go ahead and check that out. Again, afgoclothing.com. Once you're there, you'll search CO in Rome and all our merch will show up there.
Yeah, and we have a discount code for you guys. It's ZO and Rome 15. It gets you 15% off. Cop you guys something. Take a picture of it. Tag us. Let us give you a shout out.
Yeah, big shout out to Don who asked me about how the whole merch thing works. It seems like he may be interested in supporting and some of the merch. So I love when you guys think to reach out to me, and even though this has been going on a while, you're like, you know what, I need a rep, you know, because I like the podcast. So I really love hearing those messages from you guys. Keep them coming.
Yeah, I have 2 people right now that are about to cop some.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, best podcast of 2018.
Undisputed. They're not going to dispute it, friend.
He said it's a dispute.
Okay. I thought it was bullshit.
All right, so let's talk about this, you guys. Very serious moment here. I got an email today, and the subject line says dispute.
Do you want to say who it's from?
Lester Rowe from Kinda Famous Podcast. It just says dispute in the subject line, and in the email, there's just an attachment of audio of a hilarious clip from the podcast called 85 South. And based on the conversation I had with Mr. Rowe today, it's my understanding they don't do the podcast anymore.
Correct.
So my question is, can best podcast of 2018, if you're going to dispute best podcast 2018, I need to know that this episode even dropped in 2018.
I need to know. I think honestly, I feel like it still needs to be a standing podcast for there to be a dispute on that being the better podcast.
Because it's before the end of 2018. They don't even do the podcast anymore, which means they're automatically disqualified.
I mean, these are all technicalities on why they are not.
If you the best podcast of 2018, why ain't you in the game no more?
I mean...
And just because you had a good little 8-minute run on this one episode that
I'm not gonna front
clearly
friend.
laughed at.
Yeah. I was just going to say, I'm not going to front friend. Those 8 minutes were fucking fire.
They were fire as fuck, so I ain't even gonna front.
Yeah.
But does it make them better than us?
Of course not.
We've been serving you weekly, fam.
We may be entirely biased in this, but I don't give a fuck.
Definitely.
I don't care.
68 weeks in a row.
You know what that means?
What?
Best podcast of 2018.
You're damn right.
Undisputed.
So if you want to dispute it, shoot us an email at coinrome@gmail.com. And if you go and dispute it, make sure you come correct, fam. You know what I'm saying?
With all facts.
All facts and details. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do want to send my love to Lester Rowe.
I love him.
Me too. You know, it's crazy. Like, someone asked me how to find our podcast today. And as soon as you put in our podcast name, his podcast pops up. Also, 10 o'clock and bullshit. Theirs pops up because these are podcasts that have featured us. So, you know, I just hope that as we grow and develop and work with other podcasts, that we have like our own like little clique of pod friends. You know what I'm saying?
Potter family.
Yeah. It's really, really dope, man, to connect with like-minded individuals. And, you know, it's so crazy because like once you're in a certain industry, you kind of expect that people get competitive and weird, and I just feel like it's enough out here for us to all get it, and there's so much variety in podcasting that we can all, let's all work, fam. It's hard to listen to them all, but
yeah. And I feel that podcasts, from the way that I look at it, are well, just the industry in a whole, as a whole, is really male driven.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that if you can come across two females that can make jokes just like the guys, but still give you that feminine touch to certain topics, I think that says a lot. And I think that works for us.
Yeah, you know, it's so crazy. It's like, I'm not completely naive to the point where it's like, can people find something like this somewhere else? Yeah,
Sure.
maybe, but it hasn't crossed my lap. And even if it has, it's like, you're unique to who you are, you know? And one of the things that's interesting is like, today I was at the community radio 88.5 for Tampa. And one of the things they asked me was like, if I literally wear these sunglass things, or is it all part of some funny skit? Like, no, fam, like I literally wear these shits.
For those of you guys that watch our stories, we're talking about Rome's eye health glasses.
Yes.
And yeah, people think that it's part of a joke that we have going on for the show. And really, that's real life. Like, Rome really cares about her eye health.
Yeah, it'd be so bright. My eyes are so sensitive. And I'm like, I feel like if I buy expensive sunglasses with a prescription in them, I'm either going to break them, lose them, forget them somewhere. I can't really wear contacts like that. It's so complicated. So I'm like, yo, let me just get the old people joints. You just slide over your regular glasses. It's nothing. The dick not gonna stop, fam.
My nigga, you literally killed me when you said Ray Charles. Ray Charles in this dick.
Yo, what I'm saying is that Ray Charles had a lot of bitches.
Yeah, I know.
And I would say that if I entered the blind community, I would have liked to align myself with both him and Stevie Wonder in that regard.
They were like Rolling Stones for the blind.
For sure. I'm trying to be part of that set. Yeah, before we go on, just some general housekeeping items. Obviously, Christmas is coming up. And, you know, I just want to give a major shout out to those of you who may be going through some shit in the holidays, make you feel some type of negative way. You know, I'm just going to keep it 100 with you guys. I'm going to take a page out of Premium Pete's book because he really always likes to do this cool little encouraging thing to his listeners.
Okay.
And here's what I want to say, internets.
Don't do that.
I'm just joking. I love these guys so much. No, but here's what I want to do. It's like this year has been a hell of a ride for me. That's for sure. A lot of changes, a lot of unexpected things. And I was actually talking to someone earlier today. And when I when I thought about what the holidays were going to look like for me this year, I was like, man, Christmas, I'm going to be celebrating my wedding anniversary. I'm going to be in my house with my husband. And I'm going to be in my final trimester, just being all fat with swollen ass feet, about to give birth to this baby. Like, I really thought that was going to happen. And that's like definitely not happening. I'm divorced. You know, the pregnancy didn't work out and things are completely different. But you know what? I'm so cognizant and aware of like, hold up. Don't go down the rabbit hole of woe is me and self-destruction. Just find some new fun shit to do, my nigga. Stop conforming to these traditional societal norms, trying to people please and do what people feel you should be doing. Mm-hmm. What do I like to do? I like people buying me things, making me feel good, going out, having fun with my friends. You know, I like just maybe having a few drinks, letting loose, doing the podcast.
I think that with
balling out, put it on a credit card. Just right now, I don't know exactly what the answers are to my long-term circumstance, but right now I'm just like, so I don't fall into the rabbit hole of depression. I need to focus on just doing what feels right, continue to surround myself with good people, and just make it through to another day where I genuinely feel happy. So I mean, that said, anyone else that's going through some things, like, snap the fuck out of it. Snap out of it. Life is too fucking short to be sitting around all sad and shit. And don't do it just for the holidays. Like, apply that shit to your everyday life, fam. Because to be real with you, niggas don't give a fuck about you if you sad, fam. At first, they're going to be like, friend, are you okay? And bop, bop, bop. But the nigga that you expecting to check on you and make sure you good, they going through their own shit.
Yeah,
niggas
and the world
can't
doesn't stop for anyone.
Yo, niggas can't be around here babysitting you. You a grown ass human being. Hold yourself accountable for your own happiness and just fuck everything else. Put yourself first because you deserve it and can't nobody else do it better than you.
With all that you said, I feel like although this year has been significantly life-changing for you in lots of ways, sounds like there's still a lot of good that came from those changes too.
Yeah, and you know, it's not even like I'm trying to flip it into something good. It's survival. It's survival, and survival is not just about breathing, you know, having breath in your lungs. Survival is about
Living
mental
life.
health,
Yes.
financial health,
On a daily.
like emotional health. Did I say emotional? No, I said mental. Mental, emotional, financial, like socially, like
mental.
everything. There's so many in mental and mental health. That's important too.
Oh my God, I can't feel.
All this shit is fucking important, you know? And there's no one with a fucking cape that's gonna come through and finesse your situation.
Unless you're into role playing and then someone wears a cape in the
You
bedroom.
know, if you want to finesse, you know what I'm
You want to
saying?
finesse your cape into the... Hey, what kind of cape we talking about though?
You want to wear
Hey.
just a cape, fam?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Yo, I want you to like jump like Seal was jumping into the bed, but with the cape on.
Yo, that would actually be really, really good.
Yo, that'd be interesting. I'm just saying, if wearing a cape and jumping into my bed is something that you feel will help your mental or emotional health, you can submit an application at coandrome@gmail.com, and I'll see if we
Speaking
can
of
accommodate.
applications,
Yeah.
I think I'm going to start taking applications for Valentine's.
Really?
Yes, I'm going to think of something that I need to put in this application of criteria that needs to be met.
Okay, so we got some time to work
Yeah.
on that.
Yeah, I think I want to do that and post it on this. This could very well go one of two ways. Either one, it can be like so cute because people will actually apply, or two, I get told about myself and I get roasted, and then it's still funny. So
I don't know, man. It's kind of crazy out here. You know, my birthday's coming up next month. It's on January the 26th. Okay.
my Cash App name is $ love my Roman.
$ love my Roman. All one word. Yo, so listen, it's kind of funny how like we celebrated your birthday in New York City. We're celebrating my birthday in New York City. And I'm saying to myself, like, why the fuck do we keep doing it? Why do we keep going back there, even though it's only the second time? But I just feel like I can't get sick of New York City. Like,
I'm so glad you're saying this.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. The challenge is that I don't get enough PTO time to just keep wasting it on New York. And not that it's a waste, but another trip that I would like to do in 2019 is go to Africa. I've actually been talking to a friend of mine who's originally from Africa. And son, I might, we're talking about 2019 goals, right? That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to label this New Year's resolutions because it's right around the corner. We'll dig into it next episode a little bit more. But I'm like 2019, I would like to renew my passport and make my first international trip to Africa, fam.
That would be really, really dope.
Yo,
The motherland.
I just kind of feel like, oh, international travel, people try to make it all exotic and follow traditional and societal norms. I want to see the Tower of Pisa. It's Pisa, right?
The Leaning Tower.
Pisa. And
Yeah, Pisa.
What's the pointy joint?
The Empire. The
No.
Eiffel Tower.
Eiffel Tower.
The Empire.
Good save. Woo. Friend. Oh, man. We almost sounded kind of dumb there. Kind of.
You don't know what you don't know.
No, but people try to do like these traditional things. And it's like, nah, fam. Like, let me go to Africa. first.
I want to go to Africa.
I want you to go too.
Okay.
If you can come with me somehow, if we could finagle that somehow.
Finagle.
Let me-
Finagle. Finagle.
Shout out to the homies who questioned us. But let me try to find a Nigerian prince to sponsor your trip to Africa.
Do you have one of those?
I don't know.
Like on standby?
No, I know some people and I can, I've heard.
finagle a passport trip out of a Nigerian prince.
Yo, like, homie, I know you've been making a lot of counterfeit checks this year, and I know you've duped at least 10 of the thousands of people you emailed about the lottery thing.
Okay.
I need you to use some of that money to sponsor my girl so she could get in touch with her African roots.
Hey, 20%.
It's educational. It's entertaining.
Spiritual.
It's spiritual.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a necessary thing to do. So I think anyone who has a heart would be willing to spend their scheming money to make sure you get this experience.
I'll hand him a Valentine's Day application as well, just in case.
I think he should get approved off rip if he sponsors your Africa trip.
Facts.
Now, if someone gets approved for the Valentine's app, do they get the buns or?
Depends.
Ooh.
Guess we have to find out once some applications come through.
Okay. The person that I know that's originally from Africa, I met him recently.
This is going to go somewhere else.
No, I'm not going to say his name. I met him recently. Very, very nice guy. And some of the stories and the things he's told me about the way that Americans view Africans is something that kind of saddens me. I actually saw on Instagram where this Afrobeat DJ posted, I think, like Drake in Africa performing something, and you saw everyone in the audience singing the lyrics, and they were like, Africans, Nigerians own cell phones. Nigerians, they speak English.
That's so ignorant.
Yeah, it's like, yo, y'all niggas gotta stop, yo. Like, what the fuck? I'm so sick of people having this idea that Africa is this fucking place with nothing
Third
but
world country
big belly malnutrition babies with flies flying around their nostrils and shit. Like,
listen,
that's not the vision of Africa. Like, go see some world, fam.
That's also because that's the way the media depicts it.
Yeah.
I feel that we are fed that, therefore that's what we believe it to be. And that's a whole other topic in itself of why the media would do that. But come on, guys, stay woke. We said this before. Stay woke.
Stay woke, fam.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you want to kick us off with a topic?
I do. So yesterday we were at the mall.
We were
actually invited to a holiday party. Shout out to Lee and Idris, who had a great party yesterday that we went to. Fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
So we were invited. There was a dress code, theme, color, scheme that we had to stick by. So we were at the mall all day yesterday, pretty much just searching for something.
Mm-hmm.
And at some point through the day and night, because we were there a long time.
Night and day.
Night and day. Day and night.
Mall
We
shit.
decided to take a break. We decided to take a break because we were walking around. I was already at like 11,000 steps.
Woo!
And we sat down to drink coffee at 6:30 at night.
Bro.
And we're like, when did we become these people? When did this happen? When did we become the people that need breaks and coffee and get frustrated at things that we don't even know would have been stressed worthy in the past to us?
Like, I'm not trying to like be out of touch with reality. I don't know if some of y'all being truthful or nice or whatever, but I recently had someone tell me like, yo, at tops, I would guess that you're between the ages of, what do you say,
24 to 26.
24 to 28, 26 to 28, something like that. Yeah, whatever. 20, whatever, I will take, like, thank you. But here's the deal. Those are the moments that show you like, bitch, I'm not young. I'm over here running around the mall and I'm like, whew, I'm tired. I need some coffee. And then on top of getting the coffee, instead of me hustling and bustling and just kind of drinking my coffee and I'm shopping, I'm like, I need to sit down, sip this shit. And we're just both sitting there all like sophisticated, like, and
I do
having
think,
a conversation over coffee in the mall with everything just rapidly having around us. That was a weird moment.
yeah, and that's when I was like, when did we become these people? I honestly do feel like there's something cute and sexy about a girl walking down the mall with a cup of coffee in her hand. I don't know why. It's just
It's like,
something
okay, bitch, I see
mature
you.
about it that's like, I don't know, it's kind of cute to me. But yeah, when we were sitting there, I was like, who the fuck are we? Like, we get told that we're in our 20s all the time, but here we are. I'm like, my back hurts, I'm tired, I'm trying to find this fucking outfit, and we still have a whole night of partying to do.
Yeah, yesterday was a very long day.
Yeah, yesterday was a very long day.
Whew. And an even longer night.
Yeah, I was about to say, nigga, you still ain't sleep.
No, it was
But
a
it's
really nice
crazy.
day.
Like, I wish that I knew when that moment actually took place.
It's so crazy because I started drinking coffee at such a young
So
age.
did I.
But I wasn't drinking coffee every day. It was only on like Saturdays when I was at grandma's house.
Oh no, bitch! I've been drinking coffee since my bottle days. And when
Daily, fam?
yeah,
Daily.
nigga,
Oh, yeah. PR. Yeah.
yeah. And I also drank bottles till I was like 7.
Whoa.
Why do you think I needed braces for 4
I was about
years?
to say the braces situation makes so much sense.
Yeah, I had my bottle till I was like 7 years old because my grandma would legit wake me up in the morning with a bottle of coffee or chocolate Nesquik.
What?
Yes.
Bottle of coffee, nigga?
Yes.
That needs to be the title of this
a
episode.
bottle of coffee.
What?
Yeah.
Bottle of coffee, nigga?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Or a chocolate Nesquik.
I could see that for a
Or
child.
coffee. Yeah. Cafe con leche in the bottle. And we would like sit there.
Son.
I kid you not, my nigga. My mom would walk in the room, be pissed as fuck. And my grandma would look at her like, say something, bitch. And my mom like, okay,
Yo.
I'm not going to say anything.
Can you help me understand the logic of the Latina grandmothers that feel the need to serve children coffee?
I think that it's like, okay, so you know how kids tend to want things that they know they're not allowed to have? I think that that's where it comes from. So it's like you see all of these adults around you sipping on this little taza of some warm, milky goodness, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, oh, I want to sip. And your parents are usually like, no, no, no. But your grandma will give you a sip behind their back. And it's like this sugary, warm substance that fills your soul. And it almost makes everything feel good at that very moment. And then, so, you know, it's like your grandma makes you feel good all the time. She wants you to feel good all the time.
And then grandma's like, I'm the daddy. I'm grown.
Exactly. While I
Yeah.
give you this bottle. So, you know, whatever makes you feel good, that's what grandparents want to do. And I think that that's where it comes from. It's just like that culture of like always wanting to do more for your grandkids that you even than you even did for your own kids.
Okay.
So I think that that's where it comes from. But yeah, so I just want to know when I became that person, and I would just want to know when I became that person. Even though I've been drinking coffee for far too long, when did I need breaks? When did I need to sit down and say, I need to stop this moment right now so that I can continue further?
Yeah. I don't know.
The worlds will never know.
I've been I've been sluggish for quite a while. So it's like, for me, it's like coffee out of necessity's been going on for a while. Faux show.
I feel like my day doesn't go well if I don't drink coffee.
Yeah. Same here. So I'm making an effort to kind of talk about some things that have a little more substance, a little more important, you know. And one of the things that we talked about when I was at the radio station today is we had a lady with the with like one of these community centers, and what they're doing is they're putting together an initiative to build community gardens and food deserts. And basically what a food desert is a community in which you don't have fresh produce within walking distance, like within a 1 to 2 mile distance. And Town and Country, the area we live here in Tampa, is actually was considered a food desert. So I read an article online about like, oh, there's going to be this new community garden built in Town and Country, blah, blah, blah. But the article is so vague. It didn't say where and when and how and why. But when I went to the radio show today, it's actually already here.
Oh.
It's been completed. Guess where this shit is at, fam?
Where at?
Hanley in Hillsboro. Behind
Where?
the CVS, dog.
Shut up. That's like literally up the street.
Organic Sweetwater organic farm garden situation.
So you just go up there and cop some shit?
Yo, Yes.
Oh, I'm there.
I'm just like, yo, what good is a community garden if niggas don't know it's there? What the fuck? We need to go.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah.
For those of you guys that live in town and country, if you want to check it out, join us.
Yeah, let us know. We can like go get cucumbers.
Why you always go to
avocados.
cucumbers first,
They're
nigga?
delicious. Zucchinis and
Ew.
okras.
Ew. I hate okra.
Do you like icumbo, the
No.
dish? Wow. Some Puerto Rican you are.
I don't give a fuck.
All right.
I eat root. That's what matters.
Anyway, so we were also talking about if you don't have any community gardens in your area, that there are actually things you can grow at home in your backyard. And even if you don't have a backyard and you're living in an apartment, there are actually things that you can easily grow
In a pot.
in a pot, in a gallon jug. You can start off with some herbs, things that need partial light. And also like things like lettuce are very easy to grow, potatoes,
Cilantro.
a lot of things. So maybe we should start a little garden, at least a herb garden. I would really like it if we can do that.
Okay, I'm down.
I'm with it. Now, one of the challenges in Florida is like some of the things you have to do to the soil to make it nutrient rich. If you're going to go hard and try to like grow that real shit.
Which is,
And I ain't doing all that shit.
I was just going to say that, which is the hardest thing. Like growing it is nothing once you've gotten it to where it needs to be. But this soil here, I don't even want to call it soil, actually. I don't feel
It's
like,
sand.
yeah, I don't feel like you can really grow anything in it.
This guy that called into the radio station said he's been gardening for quite a while, and he actually lives in St. Pete. So when we're talking about the things he does to his soil to make it nutrient rich, he actually uses compost.
Really? Yeah. That's gross. I would
And,
never.
I mean, it does make the soil nutrient rich, though. And he
Can
also
we use the dog poop?
perhaps.
Let's scoop it up and put it.
No. And then
How you want an herb garden but
No,
don't want to scoop your?
listen.
Do you pick up Jackson's
I don't
poop all the
think
time?
we need to do. I can go to Home Depot, get a bag of soil for the herb garden. I'm not gonna create a whole garden operation.
If you're
of
gonna do
cow
something, you
manure.
have to do it right.
Bro, a little pot of cilantro versus trying to like grow like a fucking
What are you saying right now?
cornfields in the backyard are two different things.
Okay, all right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't pressure me in the fucking poop dealings. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, fam. But listen, so back to the making the soil nutrient rich. Another thing he does is that he goes to coffee shops like Starbucks and gets all the coffee grounds that they throw away, and he gets them like in 50-pound batches and mixes that into the soil to make it nutrient rich
I
as
actually
well.
heard that before.
I hear that keeps the pest away as well. So another thing, if you're trying to keep it organic, they do have organic pesticides, and then there's things you could do to cycle out the dirt as you change your crops or whatever, and that kind of like gets rid of pests too. So there's a lot of interesting techniques. So this is the final note I'm going to leave on this. If you motherfuckers have never cooked with fresh herbs in your life, I need to challenge you to do so. It's a game changer in
I
cooking.
think it changes the whole way that your food comes out, period.
Yo, it's so delicious. If you're a real one, like, just try it, fam.
If you're a real one.
If you're a real one, it's going to change your life, and it's going to make people look at you like, oh, wow, you a chef.
Oh, you cook.
Oh, you cook, fam. Mm-hmm.
Is that your educational moment for...
My topic was community gardens.
Is that it? Do you have anything worthy of community to like more to speak on?
And community in general?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Okay.
Kind of.
You want to segue into that? Or you want me to go right into the kill?
Okay, no. So let's talk a little about Cyntoia Brown.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, the situation is kind of fucked. Well, it is fucked up. So for those of you who don't know this, Cyntoia Brown, is a young lady, and I'm trying to get all the facts, but she was 16 years old. She killed a guy named Johnny Allen. Apparently she went home with him, killed him. But I think the story is that she was forced into prostitution in fear of her life from an abusive boyfriend. And somehow that guy was involved with forcing her into the prostitution. And one day she was like, fuck this shit, killed homeboy, right? So her shit went all the way to the Supreme Court. She's 30 years old now. The incident happened when she was 16. So she's been locked up this whole time.
Years.
And basically she was found guilty and has to serve 51 years in prison for this.
Granted, listen, like when you think of exact details, I do understand that she killed somebody, right? I understand that she murdered someone. However, I feel that other people that are in situations like this and their situation is considered self-defense, and they get off with either a slap on the wrist or maybe, you know, something minimal. I think that the fact that this young lady was forced into prostitution, this has been made a known thing, and she killed the person who was holding her against her will, is serving life in fucking prison.
That's crazy. So listen, I got a little timeline so I can kind of give this story a little more justice. Sorry, it was loading. So here's the deal. Little timeline. August 2004. That's a long time ago. I graduated high school in 2004. So Nashville real estate agent Johnny Allen's found naked with a gunshot wound to the back of his head in his Mossdale Drive home. Brown, 16 at the time, told police that he picked her up at the Sonic Drive-In. Brown says that she was a teen prostitute and shot Allen, 43, because she thought he was reaching for a gun under his bed. Okay. August 2006. The jury convicts Brown of first-degree murder and robbery.
And robbery?
Yeah.
What's she steal?
I don't know.
This is changing this up a little bit.
Brown is sentenced in October 2006. Brown is sentenced to life with the possibility of parole. State official says the law dictated that she serve at least 51 years before becoming eligible for release. Prosecutors pushed for more time because of the aggravated robbery and other factors in the crime. March 2011, PBS documentary Me Facing Life, Cyntoia's Story airs nationally, bringing new attention to the case. June 2012, U.S. Supreme Court rules that mandatory life without parole sentences for juveniles violate the 8th Amendment prohibitions against cruel and unusual punishment.
Facts.
Which I'm glad that this was a point, because my question was going to be, what do we think about people who are of a particular age being convicted of these crimes? November 2012, defense attorneys pushed for new trial and introduced new evidence about Brown suffering fetal alcohol syndrome. November 2017, Rihanna brings attention to the Brown case with an IG post. May 2018, the State Board of Parole gives Governor Bill Haslam a split recommendation on Brown's application for clemency. So 2 members vote to recommend that the governor grant clemency, allowing her for her release from prison. And then the other 2 recommended that he denies her clemency bid, meaning that she would have to continue to serve a life sentence. The 2 others recommended that the governor reduce Brown's sentence so she could be released after 25 years instead of the 51. So it was like a 3-way split. So fast forward to June 2018, they appeal the argument on whether her life sentence is constitutional. And then I'm not even going to read the rest of these, but basically I want more facts on what her relationship was like with homeboy, what happened that day, where does the prostitution thing roll in? Was he a pimp? Was he a John? What was the situation? But what are your thoughts on crimes committed by 16-year-olds and having to pay for that for the rest of their lives?
I don't know. I think that when you're young like that, we tend to do things that are dumb. Like, I can think about things that I did when I was 16 that I was like, damn, I can't believe I did that. I probably should have never done that. But you don't have the same mental capacity that you would as an adult when you're 16, right? So I think that perhaps something that can be done or introduced, if it isn't already, is if you commit a heinous that's a
Heinous.
word. Heinous. A heinous crime like this at this level as a teenager, a minor, then I think it should come to, yes, you have to do time, but I think that it should come to a point, maybe like the 5-10 year mark after being an adult for some time, where you have some sort of psychological evaluation to see if perhaps you have been quote unquote rehabilitated the way that supposedly the prison system is supposed to do.
Right.
And I think that if you pass that psychological test, then you should go in front of a judge again and perhaps have that sentence diminished a bit.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't think that you should be forced and punished to do a whole life sentence simply because you made a mistake as a teenager.
I can agree with that. It's a tough call. You know what? Let me do this. Let me dig a little more into the story and try to gather more facts on this. You know, I just kind of wanted to bring it up today, maybe thinking that maybe you may know more about it. Maybe that some of the listeners know more facts on it. You guys are really good about
reaching out
and letting us know if we don't have all the pieces. And, you know, if I'm missing something, let me know. But this is interesting. This is
really
interesting.
I wonder if it's like a feminine thing. I wonder if it's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like there's so many factors that can come into this.
I feel like when women kill men, like, it's a little interesting with the way people view those crimes. They either view it like, yo, you should take it easy on her because she's a lady, or it's like, yo, fuck that bitch. Make her serve the maximum time. There's no in between, I feel like.
Yeah, it's either like light or extremely extreme.
Yeah.
We need a middle ground.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What you got over there, man?
All right.
Oh, shit.
So,
here it comes.
you know the saying, there's levels to this shit?
Yeah.
I think that there's levels to this shit for all levels of shit.
Okay.
So I would like to know the levels of side chicks.
Oh, come on, man.
There's levels to this shit.
All right, I'm here to talk about it. Oh, okay.
Because I feel so many different ways about side chicks.
Okay.
I feel like all side chicks should be accountable, right?
Accountable for what?
For being a side chick.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, I'm a side chick.
That wouldn't necessarily, that would be being accountable. But like, I think that you should own anything that comes your way.
I'm not saying I'm a side chick, but I'm just saying.
No, like that's what would be said if they were. Right. I get what you're saying. So I think that like, although side chicks should be held responsible and they should be accountable for the actions in which they are partaking in to make them a side chick, I do feel like certain situations, which we've spoken about off air a little bit, don't make you a bad side chick.
Bro, I got some shit I could say.
Please do.
I just don't know if y'all ready.
Oh, I'm ready.
In this stage, in this day, in this age, right? If you're going to be a side chick, I need you to understand that if main chick decides to come up across your head violently, you deserve it.
That's your prerogative. That's their prerogative.
You deserve
everything that comes your way. Absolutely.
Okay. However, I don't feel that side chicks deserve the blame associated with the cheating.
Because they're not cheating on anyone. That's what you're saying?
No, what I'm saying is talk to your man, fam.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, talk to your man. Like, you want to be mad at me because I'm in violation of whatever? Okay, cool.
I mean, but granted, you do.
Don't skip over the conversation you need to have with your man too. I feel like everyone wants to place the blame on the other woman, and then just be like, "Niggas are niggas," but you shouldn't have did this, that, and whatever. Listen, if your man's a dog, trust me. If
it's not me, it was gonna be
with someone else. And I'm just speaking from the perspective that I have been the other woman before. It's definitely something that should not be done, but. Yo, niggas is grimy, fam. Yeah. Like, this is just what they do.
I think all parties should be accountable. But I don't think that all the blame should be put on the girl. Now, granted, if this is all she is to everyone, like she's just out here manhunting all niggas that are in relationships, then yes, I understand the perspective that people have on that quote unquote type of side chick.
Yeah.
But I do believe that some side chicks shouldn't be the sole person to blame in this whole equation.
I think there needs to be accountability on all parts
100%.
in a situation. Even main chick, like, this is me speaking from the perspective of being someone's
You feel like
wife.
main chicks should have some sort of accountability?
In some regard.
And let's get an example.
Okay, so first of all, she should not be held accountable or blamed for her husband or partner cheating.
Right.
However, she should be held accountable for trying to gain some sort of interest and understanding in her partner's happiness. Now, let's say homie's unhappy, she ain't here for the shits, and then he's like, I'm sick of this bitch, I'm gonna go cheat. Bum. She should be held accountable for not being that supportive partner and for him being sick of her shit and moving on. Now, in a scenario where you've been the perfect partner, the perfect spouse, and your homie still cheated anyway, because it happens.
All the time.
Homie is bored.
Okay.
He's bored and not bored with you. Dudes just want different shit sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes new is what's
They're
up
like,
for the...
boom, conquered that. That's mine. Let's see what else I can do. Birdman hand rub. You know what I'm saying? And they still do it anyway. So what do you hold yourself accountable in that regard? When you find out your man's been cheating on you, what the fuck you gonna do? You gonna stay with him and let him keep treating you like that? Or are you gonna move on and find something that's better for yourself? Or are you gonna honor your vows as a spouse? And I feel like no one's looking at these scenarios. It's all dumped on side chick.
I agree to that. So do you feel like as main chick, right, you find out that your man's is cheating on you, right? You're going crazy. You're coming at him. You're coming at side chick. Boom, 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 whatever.
Yeah.
You decide to honor your vows and make it work. I think, listen, whatever you want to do with your life, if that's what you want to do, listen, more power to you, baby girl.
It's your business.
It's your business. That's nobody's problem. That's for you to decide. However, as main chick, do you not feel that it is now your duty to find out, not saying that they are to blame or that they should find reasons as to why they lacked somewhere that made their man cheat, but almost like figure out a way like to work at this relationship better. What were we lacking before? Does my man like something extra in the bedroom? Does my man like this? Does he like a home cooked meal every night when he gets home from work? Does he like his like there has to be some growth for you to feel that.
And that communication requires two parties, right?
Correct. 100%.
So I feel like I know men that have been expressive and then they get like, it's like they get ignored and then like shorty don't care. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we listen to just argue back.
Yeah. So I feel like that's a problem, right? However, I feel like even if you are the woman that you're like, babe, listen, you're unhappy. What is it? What can I be doing better as a wife? If homie's just like, it's not you, it's me. There's nothing you could be doing better. I don't know. Like, I can't work with I don't knows.
Yeah.
I can't improve on something if you don't communicate with me and tell me what's going on. And unfortunately, a lot of men are poor communicators. Let's just keep it a buck. I feel like there's so much variety that can get spun up in the whole concept of infidelity, why it happens, and who's held responsible for that. But at the end of the day, we're all fucking adults. And the moment that you decide that you want to be in a committed, exclusive relationship, it should be just that. The moment that you start getting an appetite to fuck with other motherfuckers, if you decide that you want to stay with your partner, right? And you want to start sampling some other shit out there, understand the risks associated with that.
In all aspects.
And I don't want to hear no bullshit. Now, if you being a chick that's out here like, look, I'm old, homie coming trying to finesse me. Yeah, he got a lady, but that ain't none of my business. I had a hard day at work. I'm trying to get finesse. I don't care who does the finessing.
Oh.
I'm just saying, sometimes it's like that. I feel like, yeah, decide chick in that scenario. Again, if she gets caught up in a situation and someone's wife wants to run you over with her truck, charge it to the game.
Yeah, that's part of the game.
That's what I'm saying. If shorty wants to run you over with her truck, just lay down and take that run over. That's all I'm saying. And I hope it doesn't happen, but shit happens in these streets. But at the end of the day, the conversation needs to stop with the side chick. The conversation with the side chick needs to be like, yo, fuck you. You're a fucked up individual. Sayonara, bitch. And then you and your man need to go have a thorough conversation.
Right.
That's the way it should go. So stop all this energy on the side chick. Like, she ain't your problem, fam.
Your man is.
Your man is the problem.
And I think that also, like, what a lot of females tend to like feel, and the way that I view it, is that when it becomes more than just a sexual interaction. So I think that when you find out that your man is actually like invested or emotionally connected to someone completely different, and let's say that they lack communication with you, but they're so okay with having that communication with the side chick, I think that that's what really hurts.
Yeah, I feel like side chicks typically are an outlet for a lot of things, not just the sex piece, and that's what makes it a little dangerous. But here's the thing. Even if your wife or your spouse or whomever is a good listener and they're willing to listen to that, they're going to be listening with some sort of bias.
Right.
Because they're knee deep in the game with you, whereas side chick can kind of takes a
face value,
non-judgmental, comforting, typically approach to it. So it's like, I don't know. Shit's crazy out here. I just want to recommend to anyone who's thinking about being a side chick or whatever, don't be thinking anybody's going to leave their woman for you. Don't get caught up in that.
Regardless of how you feel.
I mean, if homie loves you and adores you as a person and it's meant for it to be, like, it'll be up to him to make the moves and make that happen, and it is possible. But what I'm telling you, ladies, is don't make it your mission and your business to try to persuade a man to leave everything he has at home for you. You ain't popping like that, shorty.
Word up, because if you were, he would have been left on his own.
There is not enough vagina juice to motivate a man to come home.
Vagina juice.
To come home and be like, hey,
they call me Juicy Juice.
I'm out of here. I found the juice box.
I call it Capri Sun.
And the kids put me on child support. It's some good vagina out there that I must have.
I'll bring you some Huggies on the way back.
That's not happening. Just fucking chill the fuck out, my nigga.
Word up.
It's a lot of single niggas out here waiting to cheat on you. Go get them.
God. Just replace the cheater with another cheater. It's only a matter of time.
Instead of being the cheatie.
Or you can just become a savage on your own.
Or just be single and be like, man, y'all niggas figure it out.
Yeah, I'm the side chick. I'm grown.
Facts. But this message is not supported by the CEO in Rome podcast. We want everyone to live in faithful,
happy,
healthy,
and prosperous
relationships. We don't support cheating, cheaters, or side chicks. Just want to be very fucking clear.
Yep.
It's only entertainment. What else you got?
Okay, so as of late, we have come across a lot of women in our immediate circle, I would say, us maybe even being some of them, that are kind of just taking life by the horns, if you will, and just kind of like owning a lot of our like feminine power, and just in ways that almost people will look at us and be like, what the fuck are these girls doing? Or whatever, because I think that guys use females for lots of different things.
Yeah.
Whether it's convenience, to get the nana, a distraction from real life situations. But why is it that when females do that, they're considered wrong or gold diggers, when all we're doing is the same thing that guys do? Why is this still a double standard? Why is it frowned upon for me to behave with all the power that I want? I'm looked down on, but meanwhile, a guy can do all of those things to a female and use her in that manner, but it's just a regular thing.
Man, you ain't gonna like this answer.
How you know?
Son, it's our fault.
What?
It's our fault.
Please explain.
It's the presentation. We gotta do a better job of presenting
the vagina.
No, presenting our rights to do whatever the fuck we want to do and the reasons behind why we do what we do. For example, there's a difference between, hey, if you want this honey, you better bring the money. Like, that's just stupid, right?
So you're saying that you should come harder?
No, what I'm saying is you literally let a nigga know why the fuck you're entitled to what you're asking for. Listen, first of all, the vagina is life-changing. Let's start there.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You gonna be thinking about this. This gonna just change everything, all right?
This is facts. This is facts.
All right, so let's start there. Second of all, I'm funny as fuck, nigga. I'm your personal private comedian. Value.
You gonna giggle inside and outside the vagina.
It's like the jokes are witty. They're on the fly. I'm probably not going to remember them. I'm not going to be able to repeat them to anyone else. You're getting a front row seat to comedic
exclusive
greatness. Okay? Third of all, if you hang around long enough, I might end up cooking something.
Yo, and the cooking is off the chains too.
And the food is on point.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to make you feel something in your soul.
It's going to make you feel something in your tummy like you did to me last night.
Then you could talk to me about anything. And I'm going to be able to be hip. We can talk about finances. We can talk about food deserts. We can talk about life in general. And I'm going to be rocking and bobbing and weaving through these conversations like I know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yep.
So I'm going to be able to give you that outlet where you could dump shit on me like I'm your fucking therapist. Then when you come up with that business idea, I'm going to be like, oh, boo, you got this.
It may even help you get through with
I'm going to give you these brilliant, genius ideas.
Yes.
You get a bitch dumb enough, she might even break you off some bread to help you start off your business because she believes in you. Yo, shit like this be happening. And you motherfuckers feel like you're entitled to pussy and you don't do shit for us? You fucking piece of shit. What you gon' do, my nigga? Dinner is not enough. You want to know why? I can make my own dinner.
Word.
And
I can buy my own dinner.
Is my basic human right. Food is a basic human right. Don't think because you bought me French fries that you deserve my French fry. Okay. You understand? Don't think because you bought me a shake.
A shit.
A shake. Get nervous. Don't think because you bought me a shake you deserve this earthquake, my nigga. You understand? What you need to do is do some thoughtful ass shit.
To give me an example of what the thoughtful ass shit is, though.
Pay a fucking bill.
Pay a bill.
Let's start there.
Yeah.
If you're intimidated by bills, start with something small, like a phone bill or a water bill. But offer to pay a fucking bill, because you know what? Dick doesn't pay bills. Sandwiches don't pay bills either. Do something for me.
Where'd the sandwiches come from?
I don't know. But I'm adding value to your life. Do something for me.
So do you feel like you're adding value to someone's life by giving them your magical vagina?
Not just the vagina, but there's more that comes with it by default if you just a dope ass chick.
But what I'm saying is that guys equate you giving them your vagina as the reason why you think that they need to do for you.
And that's stupid.
That's dumb.
Because it's our job to make sure niggas understand how awesome we are. I'm a daddy. I'm grown. We have to better present ourselves and acknowledge how awesome we are to make niggas recognize what the fuck we bring to the table. And because we don't acknowledge that within ourselves, we're not forcing motherfuckers to acknowledge that shit within us. When I let a nigga know I'm the shit, I'm busy as fuck. So when you get time with me, don't waste my fucking time. Niggas behave accordingly because I let them know what the deal was.
Right.
They follow whatever we tell them. Some niggas gonna be like, fuck you, bitch, because they are in their own head and they're egotistical. But yo, a lot of these motherfuckers are following your lead, and we're so used to like following their lead.
They're not liking that.
Yo, niggas will it's all about how we present ourselves out the gate, and we have to stick to our guns and be consistent to that shit through and through. Now, I'm not out here trying to say hustle the vagina like you're a Kevin Hart production comedian, chef, whatever the fuck, whatever. But what I am saying is, seriously, take a moment and think to yourself how you add value to other people's lives, whether it's romantically or not. I have been in several long-term relationships where niggas have left better in which they've come. Done with the shit, my nigga.
I need to be better.
And there's men that have made my life better as well. I'm not taking that away from them. But what I am saying is, I know the impact I can create on your life if you rock with me long enough. That said, I'm going to need more than fucking tater tots. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like I need some boots.
Yes.
Some new glasses. Some new eye health glasses.
I need a trip.
Africa.
I need new bedding. I need shit, my nigga.
Yeah.
And my thing is, like, you want me to give you my innermost valuable piece of my body that once I give it to you, like, you're going to be like, oh, it's acquired, right, Rook? Of the Justice League. He said to me that men acquire vagina and women give it away. Well, if that's the case, why am I gonna give it away if you ain't giving me shit, fam?
Now,
work for it.
Now, does good behavior as far as how they treat you when you're around sufficient?
I just want to say I'm sorry for yelling in the mic. I'm getting kind of hyped. You know what I'm saying? Good behavior.
Yeah, like good behavior towards you, like the way they treat you when they are around you. Is that sufficient in comparison to having to get you something? Because I believe that it is.
It depends on the woman. It depends on the need. Okay. I'm trying not to talk about my love life as much because I have a lot of supporters of this podcast and I'm not trying to fuck my situations up. All right. But here's what I will say. There's someone in my life that I do not want to be in a relationship with. Okay. I do not want to be in a romantic relationship with this person. However, the way he treats me, it's like it's like I feel appreciated. Yeah. And I feel he acknowledges what he's dealing with. And even though he doesn't have much to give me, he gives me what he can.
Yeah. Whether it be time, whether it be paying for something when you guys go out, or sharing his sandwich with you, or whatever.
Giving me a foot massage, just doing something that's focused on.
I feel like that's sufficient,
because it's like you are trying to give me something instead of just acting like an entitled, egotistical asshole that deserves the pussy, because you don't deserve it.
Correct.
None of you motherfuckers deserve it unless you putting in work, okay? Yeah. If you ain't putting in work, I'm sick of you walking through the door like you deserve this shit. Get it through your fucking heads and stop being lazy bitches. Do something.
Why are you so angry?
Because, man, I'm sick of these niggas, man.
Yo.
Don't bring this shit up no more, man.
So actually, you know what's so crazy is that I feel, I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this way. If anyone else feels this way and they want to write in, it would only work if you're a New Yorker, a fellow New Yorker as well. I personally feel like my New York men, even though they can be assholes too, I think that from what I've seen, they treat girls a little bit differently than guys down here. Like, I feel like there's a little bit more like finesse with them. There's a little more care with them. Like, their lady is their lady, and like they'll do little things to make you aware that I'm going to take care of you, whatever that taking care means.
You know what I think?
What?
I think Americans are fucked up people. Okay?
Okay.
I think like people who, like, if your great grandma was born here in the United States and so on and so forth, I feel that like bad habits, bad egotistical, entitled habits were
embedded.
Yes. What I'm finding now that I'm venturing out and kind of being exposed, people who have roots like in the Caribbean, roots in other countries, I just feel like they embrace the dynamic of what it means to take care of a lady, and they will have it no other way. So it's like, even if your grandma's from the islands or your grandma's from some other place or whatever, it's like you think in your head, like this, that it would be wrong of me to treat a lady any less than A, B, C, and X, Y, Z.
Or less than what I would want a man to treat my mom or my grandma.
Right. So that said, if we talk about like an Americanized male, right? Let's say they've been exposed to the different dynamics because New York's a melting pot, and they see how other men are treating their women, because there are a lot of men from the Caribbean in New York.
Oh, 100%.
And or from these other places where women are treated a lot better. They like, yo, I know I can't fuck with Shorty because she's used to fucking with homies that do A, B, C, and X, Y, Z. I feel like living down here in Florida, like especially the people that are from here, it's like they don't have that same ambition and drive to show up and show out for their lady.
I don't believe
they feel
that
so
either.
comfortable asking,
or not even just asking, like they just feel okay with just not doing.
Yeah, they're
like
so complacent.
You're not gonna make me feel safe, because regardless, I don't need you to feel safe. I can protect my damn self. But it's a nice feeling to know that your partner has your back regardless of any scenario, and it's the little things that matter. It is the little things. So I definitely agree with you that I feel like Americans tend to be a little bit entitled when it comes to certain things. I'm just gonna say,
in all fairness, because I took the long way around this, I do feel like American culture is a lot different in terms of the way that they treat women, and it's weird because we fight for equality, but then we complain when we don't get treated special.
I agree.
That's my whole thing. It's like, equality, where do I stand on that? It's like, I got to be careful. If I'm doing a fucking job, I'm trying to get paid for my job. If I'm carrying groceries to my car and you can open my door, I want you to open my door because I'm a fucking lady. You get what I'm saying? So that's why it's hard for me to be like, equal rights, equal rights. It's like, no, I'm a queen. What the fuck?
But also, I don't want to say location is like, because I do want to say that it also has to do with the way that you raise your men from when they're little.
I agree with that.
Because my child is technically an American boy. He's technically a Southern American boy because he was born here, right? But tell me my son will not open the door for us when we're going into the store.
Yeah, but my point is that there are people out here that have absolutely no outside cultural references or influence in their raising at all. So when it's like, I'm sorry, but American culture is bland, my nigga.
Word up, like
all
their food.
Like the food, my guy. Like, American culture is bland as fuck. I just can't think of anything other than the value of independence and it being a place in the land of opportunity. I can't think of anything else American that's like, ooh, like freedom. Like, that's the only thing I'm excited about.
Are we really free though?
But it's like the dance, the food, like they getting beat in all other categories. The penis sizes, I'm sure that Americans are getting beat on the sex tip.
I mean, shit.
If there are sex Olympics, America's losing, fam.
Yo, what would consist of sex Olympics? Like, I want to know, like, what the sport would be.
That's a good question. But before we get into that, let me calm down a little bit because I'm really turned. What I want to say is that I'm very glad to see that regardless of age, that there are still some guys out there that want to make women feel like women, make women feel like ladies, that want to protect and provide. You mentioned that we don't need men to protect us. Me, I do. You want to know why? Because I'm old, and if we're at McDonald's and someone runs in up on us, I don't want you hiding underneath the table and I'm out here doing bing, bam, boom. You know what I'm saying? Like my cousin Rico.
Bing, bing, bing.
You know, like, I don't want to be the one acting like Baby Hulk while you acting like a little bitch in the back. I need you to be like, yo, ma, sit down. I got this. I'm the daddy. I'm grown. Like, I want the comfort of knowing that someone's going to protect me. I can't be the protector for the rest of my life. I shouldn't be. I'm 5 feet tall. I'm out of shape. I'm not that strong, but I will fuck some shit up.
But I feel like that's also like you also don't want to put all of that responsibility on whoever your partner is, because I think that that's where they start to feel like, oh, you expect this of me, or
nah, son, I'm a good Robin.
Yo, I'm
a good
that's my
Robin.
nigga. Yo, I love that you said that, because guess what? I do want you to protect me. I do want you to make me feel like you are there for a purpose for me in my life. But just be clear that if you need me to throw my cape on too and jump on this bed, I will.
Yeah, it's happening.
Yeah. Whether it's role playing, whether it's real life, whether we're both knocking the motherfucker out together, I will wear that cape for you, boo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dick Olympics or just sex Olympics?
Ooh, sex Olympics.
All right. I feel like category flexibility.
I'm winning.
How flexible are you? I want to know how many positions you can successfully accomplish. I want to see any interesting new positions that perhaps we've never seen.
Yo,
before.
I think that girls should have an arch contest. How well can you arch that ass up?
Yeah. And I think there needs to be some strength and agility.
Stamina.
All these things should be tested. I do feel in the penis category, we should measure the length and the width. However, there needs to be some motion testing.
Okay. Because you know that there is such a thing where guys can motion it on their own.
Yeah, it's like, what's the rhythm like? You know what I'm saying?
How fast can I go?
Then, if it's not size that's not your forte, there's the oral category. We're going to put you like in a pool and simulate.
Okay.
We're going to put it on TV.
Okay.
Put all y'all side by side. We're going to have like United States, Africa, China. Yeah, we're doing this.
Yo, I'm writing a note right now.
We're doing
Copyright.
We're doing this, okay? Vaginas. We want to test how tight the vagina is. So we're going to like stuff water-filled condoms in your vagina and see who can break it the quickest.
With Kegels.
Yo, I have a lot of great ideas.
Yo, this is amazing. I just did a Kegel when you said Kegel.
Yo, so I just want to know if you want to be a sponsor for the Sex Olympics.
Let us know.
And you have any other category ideas that want to be on the board of trustees, let us know.
I feel like I know the perfect person that would come up with fabulous ideas and actually act certain things out.
And this segment's called Business Ideas That I'll Never Launch.
Correct.
I love when that comes up.
You got anything else?
You know, I did have a note about depression, but I spent enough time talking about that in the beginning of the episode. I'll just briefly touch on this. I've been so happy lately, like genuinely happy, to the point where I'm like, wow, I haven't been this happy in a long time, which then leads me to wonder if I was depressed this past year and a half and didn't really notice it. Now, if I were mildly depressed, I had every fucking reason to.
Correct.
Coma, hair fell out, anemia, shingles, married, pregnant, not pregnant, divorce. Like, who wouldn't be? But what I want to say is that, like,
I feel like that's more like medium or hot depressed. That can't be mild. Like, if you went through all that, that's not a mild depression.
no, I'm saying that all that stuff can warrant some very serious depression.
Correct.
But what I'm saying is,
100%.
in observing myself, I
Okay.
feel that I may have been mildly depressed. And the reason why I say that is because I didn't realize I was depressed because my head was in the game. Like, I'm out here, I'm living life, it's all good, shit happens, bomb, surviving, shit ain't stopping me. Episode 37, see you in Rome. Like, shit ain't stopping my nigga, I'm still doing shit. Fuck these niggas, fuck this hair, man, I'm just shaved this shit because I ain't got time, you know. Like, I was out here hustling and bustling.
You were keeping yourself busy.
Yes, but I'm like, the sense of happiness that I feel now is like I haven't felt that in a long time. So I just feel like I don't know if I like rewind. I don't know what signs. I do know what signs. I feel that there were a few classic signs that would have been indicative of me being depressed. And one of them is being tired all the time.
That is probably the first clear indicator.
Dude, if you're tired all the time, you might need to do either a self-assessment, go see a therapist or something, because I thought my fatigue was more associated with my MS, but I do think my MS has also triggered some depression. So it's like the revolving door of nonsense.
And stress can also trigger your MS episode. So it's like a ripple effect.
Yeah. So like I would come home from work and not want to do shit. But I do remember some of the things I was thinking at the time. Example. Like I wasn't getting a certain level of attention that I desired. Right. And that frustrated me. But at the same time, I was making the conscious decision not to make a big stink about it and just let the situation rock. But in me choosing to do so, I was putting my genuine feelings and desires second. And I think subconsciously, when I was coming home, it was like, oh, this sucks,
It was almost a sense of like
go to
resentment.
bed and lay down.
Think about it. It's almost like you start to low-key resent the situation.
Yeah.
And it's causing all of these other feelings because you're almost, it's almost like you are bottling your own feelings up to benefit the person that may be making you feel this way.
Yeah, I was trying to be cool wife and shit.
Exactly. And this is important as far as what we always say about making sure that you honor your feelings.
Yeah.
That you put yourself first, because although you can be there for someone else, it is more important to be there for yourself.
So these weren't boo-hoo cry moments, and these weren't like, oh my gosh, I'm depressed. But I'm just like, yo, if laying in your bed all the time is like how you spend a lot of your time, yo, just be very mindful. You know what I mean? So man, life is great when you're happy. I just want everyone to be on that pursuit of happiness, because this shit's awesome. I
agree. And you seem a lot happier, and really? I like that. Yeah, for sure.
Thanks. I have my moments, but I'm feeling good, man.
I have one last thing.
Yeah, let's do it.
That we spoke about yesterday.
Okay.
With our good friend Oscar from Iron Blood Tattoos. Shout out to you, O.
Shout out to you.
We literally we are in our 30s. Close to mid 30s, and we were thinking about how our parents looked at our age now. Completely different. I feel like I remember my mom at 33, and I can't picture her doing the things that we do at this age, acting the way that we act at this age, looking like it's so different. And I wonder why that is.
I think I've had some more time to think about this since we've had the conversation.
Okay.
And I don't think it was socially acceptable to dress certain ways without being criticized. I wanted to focus mainly on women. So like, I feel like these days in your 30s, what are we wearing? We're wearing fucking jeggings,
crop tops,
hoop earrings, crop tops, whatever, Apple watches. We're out here being cool and shit, you know? Back then, it was like,
act your age.
It was like, oh, if you wear red nail polish, you look like
promiscuous.
A slut.
Right.
Oh,
you're wearing red lipstick.
All these things were a little different back then. So I think that we're a little more liberated to be expressive. I remember when I worked at McDonald's. Shout out to you. I probably said McDonald's like 5 times through this whole episode. Shout out to you. So back when I used to work at McDonald's, you couldn't wear earrings that were bigger than dime size.
Oh, you bugging. I'm not working there.
You couldn't wear long fingernails with any flashy colors. You could not have any piercings. You could not show any types of tattoos. Like, that was a no. These were things that were in the employee handbook. Like, you could not do these things. And that's why, like, these days you go places like, I remember one time I went to Wendy's. Homeboy had a full like tatted arms sleeve, or you see people with gauged ears, and it's like, I love that, because whether you have tattoos or not is not going to determine whether or not you can give me a scoop of ice cream.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Correct. I agree with you on that.
So I just feel like society really had some unfair standards in the way that you should look and present yourself. I also feel that the accessibility to fashion has changed a lot as well, to where we are still following fashion trends at affordable prices these days. Whereas back then, rainbow really wasn't like popping for them at their prime. And if it was, rainbow didn't really have like, they had what was fashionable in the hood, but they didn't really replicate what was happening
in the rest of the world.
World as it relates to fashion. So now we're seeing a lot of replication to where everyone, regardless of price point, can have that look. And I love that fashion has evolved in that way, where, in fact, I would love it if we can get to a point where on our YouTube page, we can take expensive looks and then find ways to replicate them at a more affordable price point. So that's making us look cooler, you know? So there's a lot of different things, you know?
There's not as much emphasis in name brands today either. Like, I remember, growing up, like, you had to have the newest sneakers, the newest Nikes, the newest Jordans. Like, I felt like a lot of people felt that they had to have that. I feel like this upcoming generation is almost like okay with just wearing knockoffs or like regular, you know, shit, and just make it look hippie.
And let's just be real, we're just cooler in general, and it's not their fault. But we're just so much more informed. We have so much accessibility to information that we feel liberated, and we're very aware of our options. We were growing up in a day and age where it was more respected for you to work 20 years for a corporation and get sucked up in that routine of life where all you do is you wake up, you take the kids to school,
to then retire,
you come home, you cook dinner,
right,
and you go to the grocery store, and then you do this and you do that, and then who has time to be out here looking cute doing this and that? Like, we're more liberated to where, like, we do what we want when we want on our terms, and that gives the cool factor too. So we get the look, we get the attitude, we got the feel. It's just like the shit's just cooler, fam.
I feel like liberated is a good word, because back then, I think for our parents, once they had kids, it was almost force fed to them that now you're mom, you are a dad, and you have to stay home, and you have to take care of the kids, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and you have to have dinner cooked for them. All of these things, where now I think as parents, we tend to be like, well, because of that liberation that you're speaking of, we tend to be like, listen, I'm going to raise my child. I'm going to raise him to the best of my ability and hope that it comes, you know, to fruition the way that you, as my parent being so involved, did. However, that doesn't mean that the rest of the world has to stop just because I'm raising my child. I'm going to inform him of all of the information that I know so that he is also more aware. But I'm also remember that I'm still Zio. I'm still an individual, and I'm going to do whatever the fuck I want as long as I do right by him in the process.
I think that you are a good poster child of cool parent.
Oh, thanks.
Oscar is a good poster child for cool parent, to the point that I forget that he's a dad. I've never met his children.
Yeah.
So if he weren't to talk about his kids, I wouldn't even be like, oh shit, you're a dad.
Right.
My brother, he's
a cool, yeah,
like cool dad. You know what I mean?
He drops his daughter off at school on a fucking motorcycle, bro.
Yeah. So it's like, I feel like there's a lot of cool dads around me, and cool moms and stuff like that. You know, sometimes I do feel that once people have children, that their life kind of ends. They're frumpy, which if you are a frumpy person and that's your prerogative, I'm not here to judge, because I'm frumpy probably 70% of the time, because it's just more comfortable and it's more convenient, and it's conducive to my lifestyle. But I feel like sometimes people put their motherhood or their parenthood so priority that they're like, I don't give a fuck how I look. I don't care how I smell. I'm not here to be your cool little fucking friend, because it's my job job to be your parent and to raise you right. And they take the parenting shit so serious to the point that they're putting themselves last. Now, I don't even want to get into my opinion about that. But my thing is like, kudos to you for taking parenthood super serious.
With that.
Because this nigga's out here not taking their job about parenting. However, I think that when I do see the balance between, yes, I'm living my life and I'm also doing a great job at being a parent, I feel like that's something to be marveled and to be wowed by. Because should I ever decide to have children, I would hope that I can so eloquently balance
life,
having fun, looking good, and raising a kid. It can't be easy.
Yeah, it's not.
You
but
make
you'll
it
learn,
look easy.
You'll learn as the time. Thank you. You'll learn as time passes that it's doable. It's not the hardest thing in the world.
I just want to make a PSA before we wrap this up. Today, someone was wondering if CO is my lover, and just in case anyone else is wondering that, she is not.
She's lying, guys. She likes it when I eat the box.
CO, come on, fam. Come on. I just want to say, oh my gosh. Look, chemistry. How does it happen?
You lick the box.
I hate you, dude. This is friendship stemming back to the year 2000. We're about to go into 2019.
That should speak volumes.
Like, that's it. It's that simple, okay? The stars aligned. The Lord knew what he was doing when he introduced me to this soul. I don't know. I don't know what to fucking tell you. You can't replicate the shit.
It's not like fashion.
You know, you just gotta, I don't know, hope you met someone 19 years ago. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Or make a friend today and hope you're their friend for 19 years. And then when you're 60 years old, you can come out with a podcast and have great chemistry. I don't know what to tell you guys. Although I must say that since we've been roommates, I have a confession. CO, I really love when you come in my bed.
Whoa, pause, nigga.
Not like that.
Pause, nigga.
No, but I feel like I didn't grow up with a sister.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yo, we just both be in here hanging out, watching TV, girl chat, talking about our life and relationships. We obviously do it on the podcast, but it's like sometimes we just be both wearing like our pajamas and
yeah.
It's fun. I like it.
Yeah, I can see that because you always are like, hey, come talk to me in my bed. I'm like, okay.
And I like my bed. My bed. And I'll come to your bed too.
Her bed's really, really big, guys. So it's like we don't even have to be close to each other.
It's a really big
It's really
bed.
big.
It's just like, man, I didn't grow up with this.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, this is like, I feel like a little kid.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
I like that you like that.
Yeah.
That's where I eat the box.
See? Yo, I don't know if my friend's trying to send me signs. I'm starting to feel very uncomfortable.
I'm trying to.
So on that note, we need to end this episode. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas. Show us what you guys got for Christmas. I know we brought this up last year. We didn't get tagged a lot, but I'm going to be looking up and down the timelines to see what y'all got because I don't even know what I want. And maybe y'all see some cool stuff that you guys post and
get some ideas.
Get some ideas because I need to start wanting things. I'm not a wanter of things. Like a lot of things.
Yeah,
it's hard. But man, it'd be some cool shit. And I'm like, man, why didn't I think of that? So yeah, I'll be looking forward to seeing your stories and don't feel guilty about sharing. A lot of people are shaming Gia Casey because her and DJ Envy do the 12 days of Christmas and it's always extravagant and elaborate. Stop being fucking haters. I'm not saying that I want to see that because I get sick of them sometimes too.
Listen, if you got it, they can float whatever the fuck they want.
If you got it, like a person like me is looking at that and I'm motivated to go out here and get this money so I can be on that level. And then you're also putting me on the shit that I didn't even know existed. So I was like, keep showcasing, don't be ashamed, and yeah, like Merry Christmas. CO, I wrapped your gift today.
Is it one of those on the dresser?
Yes.
Is it the small one or the big one?
It's a small one.
Oh, big things come in small packages.
And I hope that you like it. It's not expensive. I'm telling you right now.
It's okay.
Don't go spend a lot of money on me, fam.
Well, I already ordered your stuff. I just don't know when it's coming. So.
Okay. Yeah. So I can't wait for you to see that. And we'll post it on the CO and Rome podcast
I can't
page.
wait.
All right. Any final words from you?
Nope. Happy holidays, everyone. We'll catch you on the next one.
See you around.
Bye-bye.